Hello, I'm Morse Kochanski, Wilderness Living Skills and Survival Instructor. Today we are going to indulge in a project where I had the opportunity to make a keynote address at a camping symposium in central Minnesota in the middle of October in 2014, and I couldn't make it because I had an encounter with a medical establishment that when we were through, I wouldn't be able to get insurance coverage for whatever could happen to me if I am outside of my own province. And knowing the high cost of medical ambulances and medical stays at hospitals, it would very likely bankrupt me, so I stayed at home. So I figured that whatever I was going to present at that symposium, I could still put it on the internet. So the presentation is broken down into a series of talks that are sort of pertinent to survival instruction and that sort of topic. Now, in the issue of taking a course, a student is stuck with the problem of locating a credible school. Some observation has been made that some people will take a week-long survival course, and next thing you know, they've set up a survival school. Now, in my estimation, for an instructor to be perhaps exposed to knowledge that relates to the field of modern survival might take the equivalent of a couple of years of university courses, you might say. That I'm quite familiar with, is that the average course is, in my day when I used to be involved with that, was about 80 hours. And you probably would want to take about 30 courses or something to round out your background education. That's one direction you can go. Or you could spend most of a lifetime as a trapper that reads a lot and is skilled at writing, and one day decides that they have enough background through the discipline of trapping to be able to start dabbling in the field of modern survival. In my own case, I figured that I specialize mostly in modern survival. Now today, if you are going to take any courses, I imagine you can look those up on the internet, and you might find other people who have taken the courses and their comments, or you might ask the school as to the nature of their instruction and the credibility of their instructors. Basically, most of survival is something like learning how to swim. You know that you can't just jump into the water and splash around and become a swimmer without some kind of a formal approach to the subject. Getting wet isn't learning how to swim. And you can realize that it takes some time before you're comfortable in a protected, controlled situation, and that it may take a long time before you get into dealing with survival swimming, you might say, where you know that you're going to spend a lot of time on the water or on the ocean, and should you have to apply emergency type of reactions to certain conditions, that you are up to it. So if I saw an island and I looked at it and I would estimate that it's a kilometer away, I might ask myself and say, can I swim to that island? Well, you can swim to the island if you've done it a number of times. Because surely if someone says to you, well, can you swim to that island? And you say, oh, yeah, I think I can. And a person says, well, how do you know for sure you can? And your answer likely would have to be, well, I think I can pull it off again because I've done it many times in the past. And if I do it now under these conditions, I I think I should be able to succeed. Well, it's a little late to be learning how to swim when the boat is sinking out from under you in the middle of the lake. It's a little late to be saying, gee, I wish I brought my life jacket. Because all of a sudden, without any forethought to preparation, you're encountering a life-challenging situation, and you ask yourself if you're going to be up to the challenge. At any rate, your interest in survival, you likely are on your own on account that there isn't a formal association of survival instructors dictating conduct of schools and the setup of courses and so on. In a way, in the past 30 or 40 years that I've been engaged in this field, almost everybody is pretty well free to design whatever they consider to be appropriate and of use. But the issue is always in the back of our mind, will the student who's taken a course from us bless us or curse us by the point of what they learned from us and how useful that knowledge ends up being when they encounter a survival situation.